anybody that's sitting beside somebody that you've been working with, you've been hanging out with or studying with, or they in your group, stand up. You're sitting beside somebody. How about over here? Anybody here came in together? Y'all in the same group? Now, the worst thing you can do in a movement is get cliquish. And every Monday you sitting up under the same people, talking to the same people, smiling at the same people. That's not movement. That's a family reunion. And you cannot build movement during a family reunion. You don't need to be smiling at the same person every Monday and sitting beside the same person every Monday and going to dinner with the same people. That's not movement. Shh. That's some kind of, courtship or something. What y'all? So move. Find somebody you don't know and go sit beside them. Especially these organizers over here. Find somebody you don't know. You can't organize folk that's already organized. And over here, if you got the place that you came with them, been with them 25 more Mondays, move. Every more Monday, you smiling at the same person. Move, get up. Those of y'all move from over here. On my right, some of y'all got to get up and let some people come. I need you to switch up. Some of the people that work in America need to be beside some blue shirts. Blue shirts need to be beside red shirts. This is movement. If you can't get to know people here, how you gonna get to know people in the street? Now listen up, everybody. A movement, yes, we're free, and yes, everybody's got their individuality, but movements also have to have discipline. And you don't get to do everything you want to do because the movement is more important than any individual. Any individual. And everything we do, we have to think about how it impacts the movement. So we can't talk about we got this movement of diversity, but in our practice, we're isolated. So by intention, it's like folk in church that sit on the same pew every Sunday and then claim they're a community. They're not a community, they just got the habit of going to church. Community means every time you get together, you try to find somebody else. And thereby you deepen the work. You don't deepen the work if every time I come here, I hang out with Roz Pellis. I love Roz, I know Roz, but I can't, if I'm gonna build a movement, I can't just stay with her. It's like, I said to folk, in the church, everybody can't be in the pediatric ward. Because sometimes that means I don't get a chance to help the new people form, because people that should be formed out forming other people are still there trying to get the same. Somebody said today, you didn't speak to me. I said, I spoke to you 14 last bar Mondays. I'm trying to speak to somebody else. I ought not have to speak to you every Monday. You see what I'm saying? I ought not have to. Because this is not about us becoming, nobody in here, well, maybe some of y'all are trying to get married. And if that's what you're doing, then we'll work that out. If you're trying to get married, you need to hang around the person. But I would suggest to you, if you're trying to get married and you ain't with them but on tomorrow Monday, you ain't doing a good job. But in the movement, you want to practice. See, because the people that we are challenging, that's what they do. They stay right with their own group. That's why they're so backwards. They don't talk to anybody else. They only read what the Tea Party sends them or Alex sends them. They never embrace anybody. They don't go out and see the people they're hurting. They just stay in a cocoon. And cocoons will make you crazy. That's why larva doesn't stay in cocoons. It busts out and becomes a butterfly so it can fly around. You see what I'm saying? So this is just a little example. I'm not fussing at it, I'm just teaching. Always. The danger is, and I know we're people of habit. We're people of habit. But when you come into groups, make it a matter of intentionality to meet somebody different. You know, ought to be in here that somebody straight develop some relationship with somebody gay. Somebody in labor ought to be hooked up with somebody in education. Somebody in healthcare ought to connect with somebody in environment. Somebody who's not a person of faith ought to come have a conversation with a minister in faith. Because what that does is it shows the world how beautiful we are and how we can truly have not only intersectional issues, but we can have intersectional lives. And guess what? You might just find out in the process you have more in common with some people than you realize. Right. No, somebody said the person sitting beside you is special because they've already beaten 1 out of 1 million to 1 odds just to be here. See, scientists say that everybody that's conceived, the night of your conception, there were 1 million other possibilities. But for some reason, you got to hook up. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So, as we do in our old country church, turn to your neighbor and say, I'm glad to be sitting beside a miracle. I didn't say you were perfect, but you're a miracle. You know, you can be a miracle and still be messed up. No, I'm just teasing. Miss Yara, take us to the brink a little bit. Come on.